Welcome back, my rust-kneed navigators of fractured highways, my sun-scoured scholars of the forgotten shoulder, my archivists of grit and gravel. Hobo Yeti here, crouched on the quiet edge of the map, watching the wind carry away the dust of yesterday's bad decisions. The kind of day where you can hear your own thoughts again, which isn't always a blessing, but today it's a mercy. And if you've been following along, you know, the last few weeks have been like trying to read a compass while someone keeps slapping it out of your hand. The Wellbutrin chapter was short but spectacular, like watching a raccoon try to drive a stick shift. For a minute there, my head was all flickering lights and bad wiring, every thought colliding with the next, until the whole mental neighborhood went dark. I'd pick up the camera, start a sentence, and then get lost halfway through it, like wandering into a room and forgetting why you're there. And that was the daily show. Somewhere in that haze, I decided maybe it was time to hang it up, quit the channel, shut the tarp, go quietly. But quitting felt too clean, too final for what was really happening. Truth is, I was tired of getting kicked around, tired of feeling like I was running an emotional demolition derby for $600 a month. That's rent money in 1993, not a paycheck for living in the crosshairs of strangers' opinions. Every upload felt like tossing a handwritten confession into a bonfire, watching the flames spit back commentary. And for a while, I convinced myself that was reason enough to walk away. Then the fog started to lift. The Wellbutrin stopped rearranging the furniture in my skull, and I realized I'd been living in crazy land without a visitor's pass. I could think again, really think, without everything tilting sideways. And in that quiet, I started to hear the other voices. Not the trolls, the ones who stuck around, the people who actually cared enough to send words and encouragement that landed like warm bricks, building me a place to stand. It made me wonder if maybe I wasn't finished after all. Looking back, my older videos were heavy. I was heavy. Watching them now feels like wading into a dark pond I nearly drowned in. That's why I started weaving in humor, because sometimes laughing at the absurdity of it all is the only way to keep from going under. This channel started out as nothing more than a witness, a record of my life and slow-motion mental collapse. But somewhere along the way, it became something more. People tell me, don't read the comments the same way they told us not to look under the bed when we were kids, but I have to. Because even if a few of you show up there desperate, alone, at your wit's end, and not sure what to do, I want to be there to say you're not alone in this. I'm not great with social interactions, and I'm feral in more ways than I care to admit when it comes to actual conversation, but I can do that, and maybe it helps enough to matter. So here's the truth. I'm not done. I'm taking a few days off, or 10, time to rest the voice, patch the tarp, and maybe even go a whole morning without checking if the algorithm is still chewing on my leg. But I'm coming back. Not because it's easy, or because I was suddenly worried about money, but because this road, as busted as it is, still feels like mine. And there's still more to say, more to laugh at, more to shake our collective heads over. Sometimes the only way forward is to step away long enough to see the path again. I stepped away, now I see it, and it's just as cracked and questionable as ever, which means it's probably the right one, so I'll keep walking it, camera in hand, words loaded, ready to lob them like rocks at the absurdity that keeps trying to pass for normal out here. I hope your road is a good one, and if you're homeless, I hope it doesn't suck for you. And remember, sometimes the storm clears, sometimes it just teaches you how to walk in the rain. Take it easy.